Everyone, welcome back to the Brickmaker channel, and I have finally finished my first TV show character run. I've been looking to do a run like this ever since I watched the show. Now the obvious three are the main characters. You've got Maximus, you've got the Ghoul, and you've got Lucy. I've had a few people suggest doing Lucy in the comments and in Discord, but the real character, the real one that I really wanted to try was Titus. Mainly just because of the memes. On Twitter, who is the worst character, who is more brave than Titus? So without any further ado, this will be Can You Beat Fallout 4 as Titus. This run will start right at the exit of the vault. The kind of roleplay element is Titus came to the vault, he was exploring the vault, and he abandoned his team. Or his team got wiped out by Rad Roach, something like that, and now he's off to look for the rest of the Brotherhood. I try and make him look like Michael Rappaport as much as possible. I call him Titus, even though he's not a knight yet, and go for high strength and low intelligence. I exit the vault, and the first thing that I gotta do is make my way back to the Brotherhood. I run into old Trash Can Carla, and playing this character I want to do as much things as I think Titus would do in the show. Meaning this is going to be somewhat an evil character. I'm not going to be the nicest person. I mean, based on him in the show, he is not the nicest guy in the world. There's also some other rules that I have to follow. Now obviously I have to side with the Brotherhood of Steel, as I believe this would all take place before the TV show, so it's kind of his, almost like his, his prequel to the show. I also have to be a massive coward. Meaning, in most combat situations, if there's any way that I can avoid fighting, let someone else do it for me, and just generally sit in the corner and not help, I have to try and do that as much as possible. I'm also going to be completely restricting myself from fighting any huge abominations. That pretty much means most things in the Glowing Sea. Deathclaws, Yaoguais, Rad Scorpions, I have to just run. I cannot engage with them. I cannot fast travel away. If I'm in combat, I have to just run and escape the situation. I can only fire upon them from extremely safe locations, so very far away or when I'm riding in a vertibird. I also have to avoid and complete certain quests, but that will come up later. I like to call it helping the Brotherhood. I sat in the corner and waited for Danse to take everyone out, but now I have to go get myself equipped. I got myself some Brotherhood fatigues, which will do for now, and I make my way into Diamond City so I can pick up some weaponry to use. You may have noticed I've already been using the 10mm pistol, which is something you see Maximus use in the show, so it's Brotherhood standard issue, but I want to go for the classic one. Mainly because that is exactly what Maximus used. I also have to find myself an assault rifle, and unfortunately I cannot grab one in Diamond City right now. When looking into how to find an assault rifle in Fallout 4, a YouTube video said that next to Red Rocket Station, there should be one in this safe. There wasn't. I found another video that says in Saugus Ironworks there should be an assault rifle inside of a door, used as a trap. I make my way in on a very low level, hit some jet, and make my way right over to the trap. In the video it's in the back of this room. It is not in the back of this room. It was a combat rifle. With that, I disappointingly have to reload and make my way to the one guaranteed spawn that I could find online. Let's just say traveling around as Titus is not easy. Having to try and run from every single situation results in a lot of silly deaths. But I do eventually arrive at the Massachusetts State House, which is crawling with Mirelurks. And Mirelurks are not something that I have to avoid fighting. I know they're big, but they're not exactly hard to take down. However, any other higher level of Mirelurk I cannot fight. The Razor Claws, the Queens, the Mirelurk King, stuff like that, Mirelurk Hunters. I can't be fighting anything like that. Making my way through this house, I finally arrive at the one guaranteed spawn that I could find. Right here next to this terminal. Generally, that is like one of the only guaranteed spawns. When trying to leave, a Mirelurk Queen will spawn. Titus is obviously far too much of a coward to be doing any sort of fighting like that. And I get spat on. Another attempt to try and run past all of them again, and I accidentally take a right. Taking this right brings you into this room of mine. I decided just to start popping jets so I can run a lot more swiftly while avoiding their attacks. Getting myself stuck on the stairs a few times there, I'm finally able to open the door and take a left. I do, however, run into another mine. Luckily, something you guys might not know in this game, if you activate a mine and die by it, the next time you spawn the mine is not there. Which is, kind of a cheesy way to do it. I obviously didn't do it on purpose, but it kind of is a coward's way. If knighttitus knew he could respawn and make it easier, I'm sure he would. I finally start making my way out of here. I run into another raider. This place is crawling with raiders and mirelocks all over the place, and I fall to an attack dog. With my 100th death happening in this place, I decide just to make a run for the exit without any fighting. I can finally start modifying my assault rifle and get started on completing the Brotherhood questline. The initial quest for the Brotherhood, the Art Jet quest, that's not really worth talking about. I think everyone watching this video has done it 100 times. So instead, I want to take this moment in the video to do my impression of Michael Rappaport. Right, let me get my Boston accent. Hey, come on, what are you doing? You call that a pass? I think he does a sports podcast, right? Let me listen to a bit and then try more. Well, damn, after a little bit of research there, that is a lot of politics. I ain't touching that with his, so, I'm walking here. Nearing the end of the Arctic quest, I do what I believe knighttitus would. I watch, I enjoy, I watch Danse fight all by himself. It's at this point, no, I do see an opportunity. If I can take out Danse, I can take his power armor. I can get myself right up to knight status. The opportunity is here, the trap has been set and sprung. It's time to go get myself some sweet, sweet power armor. Oh no, he is still alive. Right, we'll just have to wait for our opportunity later on. I get the deep range transmitter and speak to Danse outside Artjet, completing the quest and getting myself a ticket into the Brotherhood of Steel. Despite already being in the Brotherhood of Steel, I've been invited for a second time, because that's just how goddamn good I am! Scribe Hagen offers me a quest to go look for some, old tech. And I say, screw that! I ain't going to no goddamn ruins to get a toaster. And I go speak to Reese, and he says, why don't you go clear out some abominations, hosting some areas? No, why the hell would I do that? Goddamn monsters! At this point, none of this is in the show. This isn't even an impression anymore. I'm just going to take a nice walk through this park. The Brotherhood's got no more quest line that I want to do. So, let me go have a look. Let me see if I can get this swan gondola to come over so I can just take a nice little break and... oh my god! Crap! I can't say the F word, Oh, I don't want to get demonetized! And knighttitus finds the closest place he can run to, Park Street Station. In here he hears about some random robot that's being held prisoner, so maybe the Brotherhood's interested in that kind of tech, so maybe I can bring it back to them. Going in deeper, I find a bunch of triggermen. Now, knighttitus has no problem firing at people who are just wearing regular suits. I mean, that is not exactly a scary sight to behold. I use my Pip-Boy to enter the vault, make my way to Dino, get a nice little sneak attack on him, and decide to get up close and personal to finish him off. The ammunition for the assault rifle is a bit of a pain to get, so don't want to waste too much. With Dino out, I can speak to Nick. Now, I ain't never seen no synth before, and I don't know what he's on about, but I came down here by accident, and well, he wants to head back to Diamond City. Well, I might as well take him there for a fair price. This robot's good for opening doors, and Michael Rappaport is very happy to see all this. Skinny me alone can't handle the power of, well, at this point, Scribe Titus, but I'm calling myself Knight. Mr. Titus, if you like. Go back to speak to Nick, and whenever you go get Nick before you speak to Ellie, you always get this funny animation of her running down the hallway. I've unfortunately got to describe the kidnappers to Nick, kind of failing the run because you can't truly roleplay as knighttitus. You cannot complete this main story without searching for your son, which he doesn't have in my head. So yeah, I gotta go get the key for Kellogg's house and, you know, look for clues for the non-existent son that I lost. I suppose at this point I'd probably just say that this run is technically failed in terms of the role-playing aspect, but, you know, we're gonna finish it anyway. Also, if you saw on screen there, Eleanor is a great place to buy ammo. She sells tons of it. So really, I didn't know she was even a vendor in the game. I had to look where to find 556. And I come into contact with my first Yao Guai. And in true knighttitus fashion, he fires blindly and just starts running. This playthrough, I cannot stop and fight. I cannot finish him off unless a companion does it for me. Which, at this point, I do not have any companions. Because the only companion I can have would be someone from the Brotherhood, or someone I deem fit from the Brotherhood. I get myself trapped in this corner with feral ghouls, have to shoot my way out of it a little bit, and do my best to avoid as much of this fight as I can. I shoot at the ground, try and set off some fire, and find this neat little safety preservation shelter for myself. I'm sure if I stay here long enough, they'll eventually leave. They'll have to leave eventually, I'm sure. Please, God! I see a stingwing fighting a nope and decide to avoid that, and realise that the nope has the soul of Barry Bonds in his body. I mean, look at what he did to that stingwing! I eventually arrive at Fort Hagen without using any of Dogmeat's, you know, tracking skills, and come into contact with the first synths. Again, with all the crap that knighttitus has had to go through, retrieving toasters from irradiated hellholes, fighting abominations, wiping out some robots is probably pretty therapeutic for him. I mean, all this tech is the reason that he has to go through all this nonsense with the Brotherhood of Steel, so getting his revenge is probably a very nice feeling for him. With that, we come into the fight with Kellogg, and you know what? It's probably one of the first runs where I haven't had a really overpowered weapon at this point. So taking out Kellogg's a bit more of a pain. I mean, the stealth boy, it's one of those things where you don't see it as a problem, but God, it was annoying to try and hit him. With Kellogg out, I see that the Brotherhood have arrived, meaning that I can finally head back and get with my brothers. I head back to Cambridge Police Station, board the vertibird, and make my way towards the Pridwin, taking some pop shots at just some, you know, innocent robots, just at this point for fun. I arrived to the Pridwin, ready for my next assignment. Captain Kells is the kind of guy that's just going to give me tons of goddamn work to do. And I get to meet Elder Maxon, who just seems like a bit of a blowhard, so I'm going to steal all his juice and drinkable stuff, you know. Because actually, after this point, it all becomes steel, so this is the only time you can get it, so get it now! It's gone forever! Elder Maxon is very impressed by my girth and whoa! Did anyone else fucking see that? It must have been the weather in Boston. I apologize to all my American viewers, anyone from Boston, and yeah. I finally get into my fresh, new set of power armor. And it's pretty much not really a rule, but I'll make it a rule. At this point, I cannot go into any fight, any engagement without my power armor, as no coward like knighttitus would ever take it off for a firefight. The only time I can take it off is if I need to use a cooking station, change my armor, something like that. I go around meeting all the heads of the Brotherhood of Steel, Quinlan, Tegan, go speak to the doctor, and it's here where I pick up my Brotherhood of Steel uniform. Maxon gives me a mission to head over to Fort Strong, and I try and use every different dialogue option to not do it, because there's no way I want to, but Maxim seems insistent. I'm unable to find the vertibird that will take me to Fort Strong, so I decide to just jump off the Pridwin, and it seems to be down here for some reason. Like I said at the start of the video, there will be lots of super mutants which I can fight, but there will also be a behemoth which I cannot fight unless I am either hiding and waiting for Danse to do it, or in a vertibird, where I'm safe. At this point, we just fly around the behemoth for, well, I'm speeding this up, but for a good couple minutes. I forget just how much health these things have. The whole time as well, Knighttitus is shouting out like, "Yeah, suck it, man! You ain't got nothing on me. I'm the man. I'm gonna defeat all of you guys." But the second I land down here, I'm just, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, I'm stuck. Oh god, don't come near me. I enter into Fort Strong and decide that I want to use a new tactic for fighting kind of big enemies in close quarters. I think it'd be very fitting for Knighttitus that whenever he comes into encounters like this, he has to try and use Pain Train. For those who don't know, Pain Train is the 10th level of the strength tree, and when you run at people in power armor, you can start doing damage. And I'm pretty sure that is the biggest load of crap that I have ever read, because although on the very few occasions, like you see here with the Mutant Hound, that I do hit, run and start doing damage on them, the damage is very minuscule and it's so buggy, it never barely works. You can't do it in big crowds. Maybe I'm just terrible with power armor because I'm not really a huge power armor user when I play the game casually, but I hated the Pain Train. I hated it. I decided to do something very loyal to the Brotherhood and steal all the fusion cores from the other sets of armor. And I finally get a quest that I believe Knighttitus is exactly ready for. Proctor Hagen gives you the quest line for feeding the troops. So I grab Paladin Danse, who's pretty much going to be my daddy for this whole playthrough. I mean, I'm sure I'll get to the end with him. And head off to a settlement for Proctor Hagen. Now I'm sure you guys know what feeding the troops is. It is a quest where you go to settlements and ask for them to provide food to the Brotherhood. And you can complete it in many different ways, as you can see. Threatening weak farmers and taking them out if they refuse to listen? Yeah, that feels very Knighttitus. Moving on from the horrible atrocities at Templine's Bluff, I head over to Good Neighbor. I decided to show off just how useful the Pain Train perk is. I mean, Finn is literally standing still. And I think, right, maybe the first one was just a bit glitched. Let me try it. Nope, didn't work. I think the Pain Train perk doesn't work if the person isn't aggroed towards you, so I mean, I guess, but still, I'm not a fan of Pain Train. I have to go inside Nick's head, which again, I don't believe is very Knighttitus. I don't think he would ever do this for some random kid that isn't his son. And yeah, again, I feel like that really does fail the run if you're role-playing as Knighttitus, but we must do it to move on. Let's just pretend I did something very Brotherhoody, cowardly and evilish. I dive to the bottom of this lake and start heading towards the glowing sea. This is where Knighttitus is really going to get to show off just how strong he is. I mean, look at these poor, thin, weathered people. They are easy pickings for... Oh no. Knighttitus is not equipped and is not prepared to take out this Deathclaw. The only thing I can do is hope that Paladin Danse has got enough firepower to take that out, because I am running. So yeah, the glowing sea for this run is... it's just no fun for Knighttitus. So I decided to fight something a bit more my size. Some bloatflies hanging over an irradiated pond. What? What, you think you're better than me? You're a coward. Come over here and say that. Come. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. At this point, I have no idea where Paladin Danse is, and I am not prepared to go back and start looking for him. I'm just going to try and make my way to... Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Just try and make my way to Virgil's cave. Eventually, I happen upon the Children of Atom's settlement. A bunch of irradiated humans sitting in a glowing pond, probably weak, starving, irradiated, you know, their bodies will be frail. You better believe this is exactly what Knighttitus has been looking for. Who needs to fight Deathclaws when you can fight a bunch of defensive humans? I take out the last of the Children of Atom and start telling Paladin Danse just how brave and how much of a tough fight that was. I mean, God, how powerful am I to take out... Oh, Jesus Christ. Nope, nope, nope. Into the cave. Now here's another situation where I don't think this run is even possible. I don't think knighttitus would ever ask Virgil for help. I don't think he would care for Virgil's help. I think he would look at taking Virgil out and getting the information by force. However, you cannot take Virgil out. He's a non-killable character. He's an essential character. So, unfortunately, at this current moment, this is, to me, another moment where the story is, breaks a knighttitus run. To continue this, I would have to leave his cave, come back 3 days later, or I can just reload it and speak to Virgil as if I didn't just come in here and try to wipe him out. I use all the confrontational dialogue with him and get the quest to go take out the courser. I arrive at Green Tech Genetics and start battling my way up the floors. Gunners, I don't think would be a problem for knighttitus to fight. Again, it's a bunch of very low armoured, just soldiers, not really using that many powerful weapons. So yeah, I believe knighttitus would just start running through these guys like nobody's business. Some random explosions start going off fighting this courser, and to be honest, I don't really have much of a problem with him. I let him know that he's got to go, and we can start this fight. I accidentally got caught in the dialogue. Usually I would just start fighting. I decided again to start using the pain train, and lo and behold, trying to use it as much as possible, I somehow dropped my... that wasn't a coward move from knighttitus to run away, despite it looking like one. I generally just fell off. I generally just fell off that floor by accident. Danse finishes off the courser, and I decide to take out the defensive prisoner in a cage. With all the taking out of innocents and all the poor people of the gunners that lost their lives in that building, I decided to go start playing some games. Let's see how high I can jump off this building if I can reach this other roof. I can. I go back to Dr. Amari and she tells me I must speak to the railroad. I tell them no, but there's no other way around this. I mean, yeah, this really focused run just shows the very little role-playing elements you can have in Fallout 4. A couple shots to Desdemona and she's still willing to talk to me, but after the second time, I have the whole railroad trying to fight me. You can force me to speak to the railroad, but you'll never be able to force me to be their friends. Entering the railroad HQ, there's only a couple guys left to take out, and I'm able to use Tinker Tom's computer to decode the courser chip. I decide to put my head in and, oh, I do apologise, I didn't mean to disturb you, I'll just leave you alone. And make my way back to the... Oh, Jesus Christ, get back in the cave, get back in the cave. Speaking to Virgil, I can now go speak to the Brotherhood about building the signal interceptor. Elder Maxon seems to be ecstatic about my adventures in the glowing sea, and I decided to reward myself with trying to take out that Yaoguai. It doesn't work, the pain train didn't work, and I just end up getting hit. So I decided to start running away again. Hopefully Paladin Danse can finish that off. With a job well done against that Yaoguai, I decided to go speak to another settlement. There's two options, you either hand over the crops, or, well, I'll wait till you're asleep and, well, I'll just take control of your farm for you. Nobody mess with the Brotherhood of Steel. Again, I apologise for these accents, I really do. I built the stabilised reflector platform and get my 700 generators up and running. Finishing the signal interceptor, and I find Elder Maxon just casually sitting on this bench ready for a chat. He just really mad dogs me as I'm getting ready to fly away, and Ingram decides to give me 17 different quests as I'm literally being teleported through thin air. I head in and meet something claiming to be my son, and I pick only hostile responses. However, Elder Maxon did give me the quest to gain the trust of the Institute so I can find Dr. Lee. And with that, I decide to meet all the division heads. Running into Dr. Lee, I let her know that I'm here to pick her up for the Brotherhood. And I have this really weird interaction with her where I tell her that, yeah, I'm looking for you, I was sent by the Brotherhood. And she starts walking away from me. And then she asks me where I'm going. Yeah, this scientist is supposed to help us, she's a bloody moron. What are you, some kind of idiot? Speaking of idiots, I get myself stuck in a doorway. I mean, just move! And speak to old Justin. Good old Justin. I think him and Titus would actually get on. I meet the final division head of Clayton and make my way to Virgil's lab. You know, I always hated the assault rifle. I thought it looked stupid. I thought it sounded stupid. I thought it was stupid. However, it's pretty powerful, but still stupid. The Institute, after checking Virgil's lab when he left, decided to leave very incriminating data about the Institute just on his table. So, yeah, good work. I remember to do the network scan, and I grabbed the experimental serum, not to take back to Virgil. I'll never see him again, just so no one else can have it, you know? Just for me. When making my way back to Father, I find something very strange. I mean, just look at that slide. I mean, damn! Michael Jackson would be proud of that, miss. What are you doing over here? Typing on some sort of computer that isn't there? This lady seems bloody crazy. I do, however, decide not to go see Father and just speak to Dr. Lee. She's now being fully convinced that the Brotherhood are the good guys. She leaves the Institute, you know, just on one holotape. Elder Maxon lets me know that Dr. Lee is being a bit of a pain in the ass, and Proctor Ingram decides to let me in on her special little project. She walks me over to the main man, the man, the myth, the legend, Liberty Prime. However, Dr. Lee is being a bit of a pain, so I say something that I didn't expect in this game.
If you don't work on Prime, I'll have you shot. I think you're being a bit harsh. This is your show.
You son of a bitch.
I mean, out of all the things in this game for role-playing, that is one of the worst and evil things that you can say to any other character. Threaten them with execution if they don't help. For the rest of the game, she is horribly cold to the character. Like, she hates us now. However, all that hate aside, knighttitus has got another mission. Head over to this hospital to grab himself some magnets. With that, I can build the 4 electromagnetic accutator. Nailed it. And Proctor Ingram lets me know that I gotta head back to the glowing sea. On my way to the glowing sea, I decide to head over to Little Red Riding Hood's house and discover that the big bad wolf is indeed in her bed. He runs over and just picks my big goofy ass up and chucks me on my head. There's only one thing that knighttitus can do, and that is leave all the fighting to Paladin Danse and run my sweet curly hair out of here. I get a nice safe position and watch all the Brotherhood take out this Alpha Deathclaw for me, and decide that I'll provide lookout support, you know, from all the way back here, you know. I'll watch the flank. Scribe Hagen gives me some sort of gizmo to put on some sort of thing. But if I'm going back into that glowing sea, I'm going over there in style. I'm taking the vertibird. There's no way that I'm going to be walking through 700 Deathclaws again just to get my sweet shoulders grabbed and picked up and thrown on my head. The closest point I have is the rocky cave for Virgil, and the vertibird goes up in the air so I can start raining down just you guys think you're so tough? Try come up here and say that, huh? If I wasn't in this vertibird, I'd come down there and kick your ass. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the vertibird's protecting you, not me. Ain't that right, Paladin? There ain't no way that those guys will be brave enough to come up here and face me one-on-one. They know the power and the, oh, Jesus Christ. Where the hell's the legendary? But you got it, Danse. I believe in you. I arrive at the sentinel site, and I'm sure Paladin Danse is fine. And yeah, look, fighting that legendary Deathclaw's giving him the ability to phase through magical doors. And me, so, you know, we're both doing fine. I'll be honest, I can't be bothered fighting my way down all the floors, so yeah, I'm just going to jump my way right to the bottom, avoiding most of the fight, just like a real coward would. I try and really test the pain train with all these feral ghouls in a big group, and yeah, you guys can probably see. It would be quicker to start coughing on them than it would be to use this pain train. Like, am I doing this wrong? Is there something that I'm not doing right? I've only got the first ability in it, because you get the second one at level 24, which I don't think I'm even close to in this playthrough. But yeah, even large groups of them, it's just always easier just to use the assault rifle. And I usually have a lot of problems fighting atom draft, but this assault rifle does make very quick work of it. I must admit, I need to use this weapon more in other playthroughs. It's good. It's pretty solid. I shove the pulse distress thingy on the random crane and get to see Liberty Prime doing some Pilates. I mean, come on. Up and down. Good. Breathe, boy, breathe. Elder Maxon accuses me of knowing that Danse was a synth, and how dare you. Scribe Hagen gets a little bit big for her boots and starts criticising and putting me down in front of the other officers. And I do the only thing that's reasonable, walk right past Danse as if I don't even know who he is, and just let him know that he is a coward. He is a traitor. He is a disgrace. How dare you, Paladin Danse? You had no idea about this. How dare you? You coward. You coward. No ceremony. Gone. I let Elder Maxon know that I executed the traitor. I never liked him. And that's the only important question. Where's his power armor? Because I feel like I should get rewarded with that, right? I mean, I did take him out, so it's only fair that I get his power armor. Paladin Dance's armor is a huge upgrade from mine. Mine is just Brotherhood of Steel Model A. His is Model D, so it's 4 stages upgraded, so yep. Still smells like him as well. Commander Kills lets me know that I gotta wipe out the last remnants of the railroad, and well, no better scribe for me to find than I think Piper. My logic behind Piper is 1, she's very easy to go grab. 2, my original scribe was supposed to be a female in the TV show. And 3, she uses a 10mm pistol, just like Maximus did, so you know, that's 3 pretty big ticks. I give her the Brotherhood of Steel outfit that I found, give her a nice little hood, and take her along as my scribe. With Piper as my scribe, I head back over to the Old North Church and pretty much take out, I don't know, 4 or 5 railroad agents. I mean, if you've already taken out the railroad before this stage, I mean, you still have to do the quest, but it's just random agents all around, and yeah, you come back, you pretty much just here to grab Pam. I let Ingram know this was all for the Brotherhood and get myself ready for, you know, the end game at this point. The new objective is to head over and get the beryllium agitator, so Liberty Prime can make sure he can always do his Pilates with his new core. The mass fusion building only really has synths, so not a problem for knighttitus to fight his way through. I steal someone's ID card so I can use the elevator, fix the broken elevator, and use that stolen identity again to use a different elevator. After all the excitement of riding elevators, I decide to get myself into the reactor core to get the beryllium agitator. This next fight is pretty much just all me. I'm doing all the work. I mean, if you ever see any point I am running away from the sentry bot, that is tactical. Same with the Assaultrons. I mean, pretty much this is all me. I mean, that actually was all me, that Assaultron, but again, look at Ingram, the coward. Not doing anything. Can't even fight. I mean, look at her. I mean, totally, I mean, never. I mean, I'm doing most of the work there, just, you know, fighting them head on. I let Ingram know that she was more than useless down there and I had to pretty much carry her back. And I get given the honour, no, the privilege of putting the reactor core into Liberty Prime, pretty much saving the Commonwealth and leading the Brotherhood to victory as the most powerful and the most handsome Boston Brotherhood of Steel Knight ever. Welcome with Liberty Prime, I decide, no, the only fitting way to complete this is to just fast travel to the CIT ruins. As with that, you more or less skip all of that fight, you end up right at the front and Liberty Prime's just behind me. I don't fire a single shot as I'm giving, Elder Maxon and the other paladins and soldiers, pointers and tips on how to tactically do this fight. I'm more of a general, more of the leader really. So yeah, giving all these guys pretty good pointers here on how to handle this attack. We are truly in the end game now. We have finally entered the Institute and we've just got a bunch of laser turrets and simple synths to take out now. I fall through a metal butthole and the only shots that I fire is just shooting Institute scientists. I mean, this course is easy work, so I decide here's the real threat. This poor defenseless scientist. And yeah, I decide to test more of the pain train on them. This time it works pretty good. I try and test it again on Father, and similar to the whole Finn situation, I'm just unable to connect with any sort of thing on him with the pain train. I decide to give him an honourable death by hitting him with the butt of my gun, and make my way into the advanced systems. This scientist trapped in a room was a huge threat, so I took her out, and made my way to the Institute's reactor core. These cowardly scientists used weapons on me. They should have been more brave like the previous scientists and tried to fight me hand to hand. I mean, I definitely only used my hands to take them out. There was no running into them with power armor or using my weapon, because I'm not a coward. I open the reactor door. I attach the pulse charge to the reactor. Elder Maxon congratulates me on a job well done and lets us know that we should teleport ourselves out of here. Spawning back to the start of the institute, I am now faced with my, well, is it my son? No, not my son. And there is no way that this robot will be coming with me. Ingram decides to put her huge nose into my business, and I let her know that her opinion is not wanted. And I just remind him that there is 0% chance he will ever be coming with me. I try my best to end his suffering early, and get teleported to the top of the mass fusion executive suite. I flip the switch, activate the detonator, and hit the button. Proving that yes, you can indeed beat Fallout 4 as knighttitus. As long as you can justify a lot of different things, I actually don't think knighttitus would have done anything this brave in the game or in the TV show. I think he's a huge coward. I think he would have probably just ran away and hid in a vault somewhere. I think there's a lot of story and exceptions you have to make, so actually I really don't think you can beat Fallout 4 as knighttitus, but the fun was run anyway. I don't get much chance to play with power armor, so thank you. That is the end of the video, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun doing this one. This was a simpler one. The last couple of videos have taken me up to about level 25. This one I got to end around level 19, which was a nice change of pace, a nice fast one. In terms of another TV show character, I think Lucy's been the one requested the most. But for the time being, I'm not going to be jumping into any more character runs from the TV show for now. I'm going to be doing some other videos in the meantime. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please leave a like and leave a comment down below with any suggestions that you have for this. I also have a Discord that you guys can join. There's always discussions going on in there. There's a link below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye and have a nice day.